Binge, binge, binge.
Good evening, mortal.
Binge.
It's Uwu time.
For fuck's sake. Hello, everyone.
Hello?
I did my best. I did my best. How's everyone doing tonight? I'm great. For certain values of great.
Yay.
We're playing Princess Exalted. We're playing World of Darkness ? We're playing a Baba. How are my lovely fellow friend player people?
Existing.
Okay.
Existing.
Surviving.
Surviving. Okay. So gay,
Yeah, there's
existing,
quiet.
and surviving.
Yeah.
All right. Those are technically answers.
Get it on a t-shirt.
Let me. I'm having some issues with this. There we go. Okay, so hello everyone. We're playing Exalted. Do you guys remember what happened last time? It was a few weeks back, so.
We were
Yes.
on the boat. We were
Mhm.
we headed back. We
Uh-huh.
got back to civilization, at least briefly.
Yeah.
And then Autocathon fixed the weave.
Uh-huh.
The
Quote-unquote
weave of
fixed.
fate.
Yeah.
Ben
he-
really
8 days.
sucks. Ben sucks at Go Fish.
Ben does suck at Go Fish.
Ben sucks at a lot of things.
That's why Mercy
Wink.
likes him so much.
Somebody came out of the mirror.
Mm.
Yeah,
was
crazy
scary.
lady after Nora.
Oh, our bathroom is an onsen now.
Yes.
Yep.
And two of your bedrooms are a cabin in the woods now.
Yeah.
No one else has explored the rest of the house.
Which can be separate cabins, maybe.
Yes, if you're fighting specifically.
Yes.
I want my own cabin.
Like, actually, though.
I want my own cabin.
It's funny because floor plan wise, their doors are side by side.
Yes, but not
No.
spiritually, though.
Not yet.
No, they're not side by side spiritually. That's what
Ah.
Autocathon did. He. Anyway. Yeah, that's right. That all happened. Oh, and you guys were being spied on by what looked like a soccer mom, who drove away very suddenly.
On a related note, we also were told by a certain Madicel that the seventh house is watching us.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Also, we've learned about a being called Sorrows Made Infinite, who is a soul steel alchemical exalted.
A
and-
void tech soul steel.
And
Yeah,
yes,
he's
has
void
void
tech.
tech. So, fun.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, maybe we should have been told that, like, when we were first introduced to the void tech.
Yeah, maybe, but Autocathon is not really an explain things in a direct fashion sort of guy.
Clearly.
Yeah. That's why he has so many minions, because he can't keep his mind straight. Literally, he keeps adjusting the patterns of his mind, physically. With saw and torch.
Jeez.
Yeah. Hardware modifications. Don't worry about it. So, yeah, all of that happened. That all seems correct. We are going to pick up right about around the same time. So you guys were retroactively given some time, some training time specifically for the period where there was no time. But there was, just no one could access it. It's very complicated. Autocathon's a bit of a wiener. Anyway, you guys got some training time, but nothing has actually occurred since then. Madicel has left the area, off to talk to the seventh house, and yeah, what do you guys want to do with your day?
Ben's gonna train.
Okay, very good. Oh, I'm gonna do my thing for a second and talk to the pattern spiders. We have something important to discuss, so I'll be right back. You guys can talk or flirt or whatever you do when the universe isn't paying attention.
Oh, don't tempt me.
So, pattern spiders. On the note of Autocathon creating fate, you may notice that some of the wording in the pattern spiders' abilities has changed. You have been powered up. Pattern spiders now have more control over fate than they did before, since they're not relying on just putting together whatever they can out of whatever threads of fate exist. Now you've got the full loom, you have more control. Feel free to browse through and take a look, but I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. Okay, I'm back. We were
Welcome
just
back.
talking about how cool you guys are.
Nice.
I also told them I powered up their abilities. Don't worry about it.
Oh,
Great.
Read the wording, Blackthorn. So, yeah. You guys are
Yeah.
training and flirting, from what I understood.
All right.
Definitely.
We're definitely also trying to fix the entire world with varying levels of immediacy about what successes we're having.
Fate Weave hasn't
Joe,
changed,
do you
no,
want to
but
say
everything
that
else has.
between all of us, we've commandeered like the dining room full area as, for lack of a better term,
Can't really
a,
upgrade
like
Fate
planning
Weaving.
area.
Yep. AKA a war room, but the
Yeah,
war
that one.
isn't against people.
Yeah.
Did anyone want me to just more or less list our things on the docket?
Before you do that,
Okay,
Uh,
please.
very, very, very quickly after Autocathon leaves, oh my god, I Am appears on every screen in the house and says, I think you might want to see this, and then waves a hand, and on every screen in the house, including your microwave somehow, you guys can see a news report from Italy where there appears to be a war happening. There's a lot of shooting and some weird camera distortions that you guys recognize as magic. There's something happening there.
Oh no.
And to be clear, this is at the end of the 7 days of blue booking.
Like, immediately after this started, apparently.
Okay.
You didn't get 7 days of blue booking, you got 7 days of training time.
Okay, got it.
We had 7 days of blue booking and we had 8 days of training time.
Okay, in that case, yes, this news report comes out immediately after that period, but the event apparently started a week ago.
Oh shit.
Like, literally immediately upon time resuming. Well, time never stopped. You guys did.
Everything sapient did.
Yes. I wonder if that means that dolphins and octopi couldn't move.
There goes the ecosystem.
Elephants, too.
Sharks?
Sharks are not sapient.
Are they?
So long and thanks for all the fish.
Thank you, Hitchhiker's Guide.
Best 5 books I've ever... Or the best trilogy I've ever read. All 5 books of it.
There you go.
Anyway.
Okay, so
We
so
need
wait,
to
this
get
has
there
been
then.
going. Yeah, we do need to get there.
Yeah.
I Am says, this is interesting. If you look right here, and the live view pauses, you guys could see what appears to be a woman dressed up in like some camo, holding an AK, and underneath that she's wearing like very casual clothing, almost like she like went from the supermarket here.
Uh-oh.
And opposing her is what appears to be a female knight wearing armor complete with frills and holding a long rapier that has a beautifully filigreed silver handle.
Princess! I smell a princess.
Her armor and dress is all entirely black and white.
We'd best
Yeah.
hurry.
Mercy sighs and gets her go bag, which she hadn't yet unpacked.
And
Okay.
grabs his lance.
Do you guys?
Go
How do you
go
guys?
fight it again.
How do you guys get there?
This is before any of the events of the Blue Booking.
Well, no, I suppose it's not.
So we didn't hear about this for a week, but it's been happening for a week.
Yeah, so the news just went global, basically.
Oh, and okay. So there was no way of the information getting out, and it was very secret until now.
Yeah, the Italian government wasn't huge on telling everyone they were fighting a fucking war.
Okay.
Or had an insurrection, actually. As far as the Italian government has publicly stated that it has no part in this war and is moving to police the entire thing.
Oh. Oh no.
All right.
This is.
We are going to take our private jets since this is a
Karen
weekend.
versus Princess.
Wait, when did we get a private jet?
We actually got 5.
You have one. They take
Oh, we have
more than
one.
a week to build.
Okay, fair.
They can be built, and they run on essence, so they're very green. But they do take
Eco-friendly.
time.
The factory cathedral took a bunch of like consecutive attempts by Joe to produce more or less what he envisioned. He's basically made a private jet that runs on a solar attunes to it, and then it goes.
Yeah.
All right. Which of us knows how to fly a plane?
But Joe points at Mercy.
Oh, I suppose I do.
Kind of jabs a thumb at Mercy.
Mercy actually does. God damn it. Fucking sail charms.
Dis airboat mine.
Sorry, just give me 2 seconds. I'll
I swear to Christ, if you use ship claiming stance on this fucking airplane.
Just don't worry about it, Jordan.
What is a plane if
I'm
not a
not
skyboat?
Jordan. I'm not gonna use ship claiming stance. I'm gonna use plane claiming stance.
You had a separate charm called plane
Yep.
claiming stance.
Yep.
Alternatively, dis skyboat mine.
And it's like,
the description.
just hold out your arms and go.
The description says, "What is a plane but a skyboat that I may or may not have access to?"
Yeah.
Those
Oh,
who
no.
I don't allow suffer a -1 penalty to all actions taken on my, and it's obviously inserted into the standard charm here, flying ship. Oh my god. Anywhere the word ship appears in this charm, Aki has just added flying sky, skyboat, or plane. So one of these is plane ship.
No.
You now spiritually own this plane. Would you like to attune to it?
How much is it to attune to it?
I'ma say 5 motes. Committed.
Okay, I can do that.
I'm so angry, you have no idea.
Eh.
Like, angry and it's funny, but like, god
But
damn
not
it.
funny, haha. Funny, weird.
God damn it. Alright, so everyone gets on Aki's new skyboat.
Wee.
Sorry, I just had to laugh at what Elijah just messaged on.
How much damage does a plane do? Enough.
Well, I should know.
The answer to that question is enough. So it does at least 2.
No,
Elijah,
you're
this
not
one-
gonna fly the plane into something.
Elijah, the plane has a negative accuracy bonus.
Yes. Also, it's not a weapon, so using it as one would be an improvised weapon. On top of that, and I cannot stress this enough, if you use it as a weapon, it stops being a plane. Anyway, you
He's
have
no kamikaze.
you have yourself. Oh, hey, Aki, are you getting on a plane in my game?
Fortunately, yes.
Oh, okay, cool. So you guys get on your private jet, which, for all intents and purposes, appears to be a fairly standard private jet. There's a nice cabin. There's a pilot seat at the front, which looks very different than normal. All it has is 2 places to put your hands when you sit in the chair, which Mercy sits down on, puts her hands on the sections of the chair that are clearly intended for the purpose, and instantly understands how to fly this plane. Other than that,
Ben?
cargo, normal things. There's even one of these servitors that work in the factory cathedral, wearing a stewardess dress, which looks very weird on a clay-like gold.
So, Mercy, how much experience do you have flying massive metal birds?
Well, I did do one of those, like, plane games at the Science Center. When I was, like,
A flight
16.
simulator.
Yes, that one.
How many times did you crash in the simulation?
Oh, only once. You know, the time I attempted it.
You know, I would strap in. Love. Thanks.
All right.
It's a good thing I love you. He goes and sits down, buckles
No.
up.
Hey, darling.
Yeah.
Till death do us part, right?
We haven't even had the ceremony yet.
Oh my god. So everyone gets on the Mercy Mobile.
Can I be the flower girl?
Yes, you could be the flower girl.
Alright. So everyone piles on to the Mercy Mobile, which is both what I'm gonna call it because Mercy owns this plane, and because chances are your death will be mercifully quick. So you get on, and the plane takes off up. It doesn't go straight forward, it goes up first. You have no real way to tell how it's doing this, but it is. Mercy, you know that you've simply changed the thrust vector out of the back of the jet engines to go straight down after it leaves the jet engine. Something that you know instantly is an impossibility, but also very easy to do if you can manipulate essence. And you take off. It will still take you quite some time to go to Italy, seeing as you are moving at the same speed as a standard jet.
I am. Can you update us on the situation while we're on our way?
I am says, certainly. Would you also like me to submit your flight plan so that we're not shot out of the sky?
Please.
Very good. Well, apparently, this battle has been going on for a few days. One side claims to be liberators trying to save children, and the other side is saying that they, well, it's, from what we gather, they think that the women with guns, well, women and men with guns, are rebels, and it's complicated. From what I can gather, the men and women are all parents, which is interesting, and the others appear to be princesses, but there's a few hundred of them. There's quite a number.
My people.
I'm not so sure. Their powers seem different here. IM produces an extremely grainy video of a princess lashing out at one of the people shooting at them. But when she does so, black like light shines from her weapon, and she doesn't strike her opponent at all. She gets close but doesn't hit, and her opponent drops her weapon and breaks down into tears.
I'm starting to think those are one of the other Queen's princesses.
The one who seems to be responsible for depression spreading, perhaps?
Potentially.
Right at that moment, the plane's phone goes off. IM says, I've routed the call to your plane.
Who's calling?
Okay, real quick, did you just say who's calling or who-woo, like an ooh thing?
No, who's calling?
Okay, cool. Unrelated, I may have ooh PTSD. It's Sergeant Adams.
Oh, you know what we forgot to resolve? Earlier, there was a person creeping from our window, and I forget who said in Blue Booking that we were gonna try and follow up on that. Go, hey, what was this? Is this gonna be relevant?
Oh, were those
Probably not.
the vampires that Ben was beating up during Blue Book?
No,
Because I remember you mentioned it.
they weren't vampires.
It'll be fine.
Okay.
It was some lady
It'll be fine.
who presumably is still in the area around your house.
Wait, was that not a week ago? Still
Yeah, I
confused
guess it
about the
was. She
timeline.
just ran away, basically.
I think didn't somebody say as part of their Blue Booking, I'm gonna chase her?
Wait. I believe you guys actually already investigated her. She got into an SUV and drove off.
Yeah, we chased her, I remember.
Yeah. Okay, anyway. We're gonna gloss right over that because
Okay.
there are a lot of unknowns. And this is
Okay.
more
Yeah, 'cause
important.
this was a
This is
while
more
ago.
important.
This was
Yeah.
a while ago.
Yeah.
It was in game. I approached her, and sorry, I just looked at my notes. I approached her and like asked what she was doing because she was hanging out in an SUV. There was another one that was hanging out in an SUV out in front of the thing. I approached her, and she drove off. I got her license plate though.
All right,
Yeah, that.
informing the security personnel of that issue. Let them deal with that.
Okay. Anyway, IM says it's Sergeant Adams.
Yeah, Joe, how about you you take that call?
Well, actually, the call says that it's from Ben's brother, but it's actually Sergeant Adams.
Wait, what?
Iced
Ed
tea.
takes the phone.
Okay.
Hello?
Hi. Sorry about the deception. Where are you right now?
Depends. Why are you addressed as my brother on the phone?
Because we don't usually make phone calls as secret government agency.
Yeah, but why?
Trusted contact that you've talked to quite a lot. Why not? That's not important. Have you seen the situation in Italy?
Yeah, we were just on our way there. Is my brother okay? Didn't kidnap him or anything.
As far as I know, he's fine. We're just using his caller ID. We're not even using his phone.
Yeah, don't do that again. Yeah, no, we're on our way. What do you got about that?
We think this is one of the factions, the ones that increase depression around them. We've sent some agents from nearby.
Wait. Hold on. Forgot to put on speakerphone. There you go.
We have agents en route right now to investigate, but this somehow got kept under the radar for a lot longer than it should have been able to. Do you know anything about this?
Nothing that you haven't told us about. Out of character, this sergeant, he was one of the ones on Project Valkyrie?
He's the director.
He's the director of... Yeah, okay. So Joaquin's gonna say nothing that you didn't already tell us about the Queens. We are in the
Okay.
dark as much as you are, surprisingly.
Is Nora with you?
Yes.
Yep.
Nora, you there?
Yep,
How are you feeling?
I'm fine. Should I not be feeling fine? Is everything fine? Uh-oh.
No, we're just keeping an eye on your mental health.
Right now I'm doing okay.
Great, I'm happy to hear it. If you get a recruitment message, maybe don't take it.
Okay.
Anyway, from the reports I've been able to establish, it looks like there's a third faction moving in. They aren't friends of anyone, as far as we can tell, and they've been picking off some of the we're gonna call them dark princesses, for lack of a better word. There's not many of them there, but there are more en route. They're using some sort of ability that looks like they're throwing acid and lightning around. Hope you guys brought some umbrellas.
Acid and lightning. Joe, just out of curiosity, out of character, does that ring a bell to what we fought when we were on the boat with Sally way back when?
I mean, that thing was directing lightning, not throwing it. There was no acid, so not really. Similar
just making
abilities,
sure.
maybe?
Alright, Joe says, I'll tell you, if I determine what we're dealing with, you'll be the first people we tell.
Excellent. Keep us informed. You have my number.
Joe looks around at the party.
The line
Well?
cuts.
Well,
Ben
What-
looks unimpressed.
what is it that we want to do here? Do we want to stabilize the situation? Are we taking a side? Are we talking to one side first, or walking onto a battlefield and expecting them all to stop and talk to us?
Is that better? Ooh, that might be better.
Honestly, Joe, I have no idea. Right now, I don't think we can risk choosing a side without fully understanding what each side wants.
That's-
Maybe the Dark Princesses. I really don't think they're the good guys in this situation. No offense to you, Nora.
And it
And
sounds
stabilizing-
like... Yes, go ahead.
Stabilizing the situation, calling for at least a temporary ceasefire until we can speak to both factions, and figure out what they both want. And ideally,
Really? It's better, huh?
solving the situation without further violence and
Great.
bloodshed.
Perhaps we should
Happy to hear it.
make contact separately. I feel like walking onto a battlefield isn't going to be the swiftest way to achieve a ceasefire. Unless...
Great. It's been separated this whole time.
What do you
I
all
also
think?
I don't think it's a good place for Nora to be. If these people are literally weaponizing depression.
That's fair. In addition,
Oh.
if these...
Wait.
That's weird.
Sorry, Elijah wanted to say something.
Elijah speaks up. We should get in touch with the Italian government, inform them that we have intentions of getting involved. Additionally, we should have them give us authorization as an acknowledged force with the authority to negotiate peace.
That's an excellent
That's
idea.
great. I'm happy to hear it. I
Joe
clicked
asks,
some things.
we have James here, just kind of not here? Like, here and not here? In the tabletop
he
RPG
is
sense?
busy working on setting up the organization that you're going to require to, quote, win capitalism.
Yes, fair. Alright. So, Joe says, Elijah, would you mind sending, drafting and sending that missive to the Italian government? Mercy, I might wish to task yourself and Ben with speaking to this organization of parents. My reasoning is that they might not react well to Nora.
So, fun fact, pattern spiders.
I may send
There
Elijah.
are no good guys in this.
I may send
All three
Elijah
factions
to
involved are bad.
see if we can determine the nature of we may send Elijah to see if we can determine the nature of this third party that is picking off members of both sides.
Bethlehem
And
Crusade.
Honestly,
I
I was thinking of going myself to
and Queen of Storms
try
princesses.
and interact with these dark princesses, the depression ones.
Yeah, I'd like to step in and say that's not a good idea. After what you literally just went through.
That's why I have to
And-
go. Then I understand, or may understand, some measure
No,
of
you don't.
just
You
the depth
saw.
of pain they're dealing with.
You saw how aggressive they were. I don't even think you'll be able to get close enough to talk to them.
Well, then
You
at least
have-
we made the attempt.
They've conflated the dethroned with Princesses of Tears.
Yeah, but you're trying
Oh,
to
that's
approach
spicy.
a bunch of people in conflict, wanting to fight.
Oh, that's so spicy.
Do we know that?
You are not a fighter, Joe.
It sounds like. All right. Then he looks around at the group. Maybe you
Nora's
should come
on
with me.
her phone trying to see if she can find more live footage of what's happening.
I mean, it's being covered by news organizations all over now, so you've got lots of angles of what's happening, but not
Nora.
a lot of detail.
I would
Yes?
send you with.
Sorry,
I would send you.
real quick.
Go ahead.
I said a bunch of stuff without hitting my push to talk, so I just told the pattern spiders. There's a lot of coverage from news sites kind of all over. Everyone's starting to cover this now, which is exactly what the Italian government was expecting. While you can get lots of angles on the footage, it's hard to get any details out. And one of the things that the news organizations are complaining about almost to a T, every single one of them, is that it's hard to get footage because there seems to be some sort of distortion in the area. You guys are pretty sure that's because magic tends to have bad effects on complicated technology, but yeah. Most of what you're seeing, it looks like normal warfare from far away.
There's
Do we
no
still
closer
have
observation.
Adam's contact?
Sorry?
Adam, that mage guy. Maybe he would know something about some magic war going on. Could help us.
You gonna call him?
Joe, you call him.
Okay, in the meantime, you figure out who's going where. I want someone to talk to the parent soldiers. Someone to at least try to make contact with these dark princesses. And someone to investigate, I hope they're not fallen. He kind of like glances around as though he's expecting Madicel to pop up, even though she definitely isn't listening in and nobody's mentioned her name. And then he nods and tries to get in touch with Adam.
Okay, you call Adam, who picks up the phone and goes, "Shit! What?
Oh, is now not a good time?
Now is a terrible time.
Then
What
I'll
do you-
keep
what
it
do you
short.
need?
We're heading for Italy, and I need to know what's going on in the world of magecraft there.
I'm hiding from the technocracy,
I see.
I think. Whatever they are, they know who we are, and they are hostile.
What does protoplasm mean to you, if anything?
What?
And then he describes it.
I-
The darkness stuff.
I'm very sorry. I am your representative here, but I have to go. And he hangs up.
Joe sighs. He's hiding. I think it's best for his safety that he would have helped us if he could, but I think he can't.
I think it might have something to do with this conflict in Italy.
I think it might have
doesn't.
more to do with the protoplasm
At all.
and the fact that everybody we've had close contact with has been attacked.
It's because the
or
Exalts kept calling
into
the
hiding.
technocracy.
He said someone or something. He thought the technocracy, but someone who knows what they are is after them and is hostile.
Could it be the princesses?
I sure hope not.
Anyone else you'd want to call?
It's been a week since we talked to Madicel, and she warned us about bad stuff, and who else? What's her name? Nadia.
Okay, you want to call Nadia?
She might
Now
also be in hiding.
She might be in hiding, and she might be less able to keep herself safe. She's still in training. Damn it. Madicel, perhaps?
As soon as you say it, you can feel the spiritual pressure of someone watching, listening.
We're en route to Italy, and wondering if there's any insight that can be given by someone who knows the doings of the Fallen. We wouldn't ask if it weren't important.
They aren't ours, but we don't know what it is either. Am
Thank
I
you.
the only Fallen you know?
That's correct.
You could feel like not a sigh, because you wouldn't be able to hear that, but you can feel the, like, fuck, from the other side.
Is there anyone who would be particularly willing to help our aims? You could introduce us.
No, we're not a helpful people. There are plenty who would take advantage of you, like I have, but no one's helpful. You could try asking our Lord Commander. He's been silent for a while.
How would we go about asking him?
Just say his name. He's one of us, after all.
Are you able to tell us his name without saying it?
You already know it.
Lucifer.
That's the one. Nothing, right?
Well,
I am
if you-
assuming since you haven't told me, no.
Yes, well. I'll see what I can do, but I'm at work. I can't talk. And you feel the connection close. As soon as it does, a man appears in the plane.
And is
What does he
instantly
look
an
like?
offense.
He looks kind of scruffy. He's got a like a 5 o'clock shadow. He's wearing a suit that looks like he's been wearing it for like 4 or 5 days. He's got red hair and green eyes, and he's smiling at you.
Joe says, based on context, Lucifer, I presume.
Yeah, I was wondering when we'd meet. Who sent you? Are you Michael's get or something I don't know yet?
We're empowered by
Complicated.
the
Wait.
conquered sun.
You're from out of town.
That's correct as best we can tell.
Oh, okay. What is your true name?
Joe kind of squints. I don't know that it's a good idea to tell anyone that, even if I knew it.
Yes, but you can't blame me for trying.
I
Well,
don't
in
wish
that
to.
case, I would like to make a deal.
Ben looks at Elijah.
Absolutely. Can you wait a moment, please?
Mercy, please just focus on keeping the plane in the air. And
Yeah,
please don't make
Lucifer,
deals.
I would love to make a deal. Can you wait a moment, please?
Nora's
have
just like,
all the
what
time in the
the
world."
fuck?
Excellent. I make him wait a moment, and then after that is done, I say, excellent, our deal is completed.
But
He chuckles and then he says, very funny. The deal I had in mind was that you won't tell any of my kind or anyone else that you saw me or that I exist. And in exchange, I'll answer some questions for you. Elijah says, I'm working on it now, pulls out a laptop and starts drafting a full bureaucracy excellency. He says, I'll answer... Oh, hell. Let's call it 21 questions.
All right.
In
Joe
exchange
looks
for you
around at the
never,
group.
ever mentioning that you met me or that I exist.
Joe glances around at the group and says, "Let's write these down and then speak them aloud when we're sure they're good ones."
I'm not. Have you ever done something that you ended up regretting later on? I'm not really the Prince of Lies. I came up with that to make people not believe in me anymore. I will honor the agreement. I have seen this one, and he points to Elijah, make pacts. I'm aware of their consequences. I'm acting in good faith, something that I'm sure you have not received from those like me.
Joe judges your technique?
Good luck. Alright, go ahead.
Oh, right, it's a rolled action now. Wait, hang on. Fudge.
Against the
Yeah,
target's guile. The
It's
devil's
isn't it?
guile.
I mean, we're exalts. So
Yeah,
exalts.
if anyone had a shot, it's you.
Yeah. You know what? Yeah. It might just be a waste of OOC time, so don't worry about it.
Oh, you can try. We'll move on
Resolve other things in the
until you
meantime,
resolve
though.
it. Yeah. He says, it's important. You want us to never discuss your. Elijah says you want us to never discuss your existence and having seen you. Yes, you cannot tell anyone or confirm through any action that you have met me or that you are even aware of my existence. Through no action or inaction of your own is anyone to learn of my presence.
And Joe says,
You really
I
are
will admit,
sticklers.
Joe kind of shrugs and says, "We've heard of your existence. Just, well, not
There's a
outside of
difference
myth."
between faith and fact, however. And I think your question was disingenuous. And they call me the devil. I feel like I'm a fishwife right now.
We've seen a lot to be mistrustful of.
Yes, I know. You've met one of my old friends, Madisel. Don't worry, she can't hear us. But...
We've also met government representatives.
Oh, well. I haven't represented a government ever since they threw me out of the last one. All I represent is myself and the horrible and endless hordes of the abyss. Two-thirds of heaven. Or 3/3. As far as I can tell, there are no angels left.
Joe tries really hard not to look like a mixture of crestfallen and horrified.
Oh, don't worry. There doesn't need to be angels anymore. Not after God smote creation and turned it into the horrible mess you see before you today. He looks over at you, Nora, and says, "You're just so adorable. I love your kind."
Yeah, no. Ben gets up, takes Darla. We're gonna go up to the cabin with Mercy.
That's a great idea. She'll be safe there from my evil influence. You're all so superstitious. This is a waste of my time.
Hey, man. I've seen enough shit to not trust anyone. Besides, I'm Buddhist.
You didn't give Madisel this much trouble, and Madisel murdered a man in front of you.
Technically, I wasn't there. Wait, she murdered someone?
Yes.
Lucifer
I'm not
looks
being taken away from this conversation. I'm a part of this group now, too. Now, you, sir, why are we talking to you?
Well, you asked.
Why are we talking to him? Anybody?
Elijah says, with the caveat that we can tell the exalt who's missing from our group and we can discuss you among ourselves. If you are willing to agree to that, then I'm okay with us agreeing. However, this deal must be unanimous. Lucifer says, certainly, as long as you also accept the caveat that you cannot talk about me amongst yourselves in a way that would reveal my existence. Even
Can't talk to
even
each other.
if you aren't aware that you are revealing my existence. The other option, of course, is I just crash the plane and problem solved.
I was waiting for that.
There can be no witnesses, I understand.
Do you understand what it's like to be me?
No.
Do you know who prays to me? Demons.
Yeah.
Right now, one of them is beheading as many children as possible and dedicating each kill to my name. It's disgusting and revolting, and despite the fact that I've never asked for anything even close to that horrific, they believe that what they're doing is correct, and every time they speak my name, I can see it and I can feel it. So you'll understand that I don't want to confirm my existence.
But why don't you just tell them to stop? If you have such influence over them.
I don't. But that's questions, and we haven't made our deal.
Well, I'll leave that to my clearly much smarter allies.
Yes, that's right. That's
Nora.
me.
No, Nora. No,
She steps forward.
No making deals with Lucifer, please. It's not that I don't trust him, it's just I don't trust you to make smart decisions. In the
Oh,
present.
no.
Excuse you?
You shouldn't trust me. I've been lying to your species for many years. Well, not
What?
yours,
You're-
actually. Fascinating.
Joe twitches a little bit at the word fascinating.
Nora, you are young. You don't have the same experience Elijah and Joe have.
Who are you, Ben?
Pardon me.
How old are you?
I'm like 25.
So you're not even 10 years older than me. Okay. So you, sir.
Actually, wait, no. I might. Oh no, he's closer to 30. Sorry.
Okay, that makes more sense.
He just looks 20.
Lucifer walks up to the cabin, sticks his head in. What kind of plane is this?
It's from.
It is.
It's not from in town. Joe says, echoing
Huh.
his earlier words.
It's mine,
It runs on faith.
not faith.
Yes,
But
faith.
those are questions.
No.
My
remember,
deal didn't include me asking you questions. There's no limits on that.
Ah, of course. So then there are no limits on me not answering.
Very true. Touche. You I like. I don't like that one, and he points over at Joaquin, because he's distrusting, and I just don't like that. And I don't like that one. He points to Elijah, but he's a lawyer, and I think he's used to that.
I have met, in my line of work, many a man of God who insists that...
When you say that, his eyes flash for a moment.
who insists
How tall
that-
is he?
He's about like 5'8". He's not very tall.
Oh,
Okay.
Mercy's taller than him.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. So Nora is gonna like walk up to him. Is he like physically here?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's gonna walk up to him,
He turns and faces her. What can I
And
do
she's-
for you, little Nephilim?
and she squares up. She's like, I don't know what that means, but I understand that you are a man of power and you deserve great respect. And she actually will curtsy to him, be like, I will do to the best of my abilities, but you're asking him not to speak of your existence.
He bows slightly and says, and I understand that you are nobility. Congratulations. I hope that your reign is long and bountiful.
Good, yes.
Then he
That's
turns
exactly
around
right.
and says, do you guys have any smokes?
I don't think
anyways.
smoking's allowed on planes.
This plane runs on faith. You could smoke a bomb and it would probably be fine.
I have met many a man of God who insists that their way is the correct one.
Oh no,
So-
mine is not the correct one.
I know.
Also,
Anyways,
I'm
we
neither
have
man
work to
nor
do.
of God.
True.
I renounced
Nice.
that name some time ago. You may have read about it, actually.
Whereabouts
did,
are we
yes.
now in the sky?
We are above the Pacific.
Right.
Wait, we're heading to Italy,
Yes.
Yes.
so the Atlantic.
Oh, no, you're right. I was
Derp.
thinking of an app or of a map for some fucking reason. But yes, you are headed east
Yeah.
over the Atlantic.
We.
But I think I would sooner trust you than I would another man of God insisting that his way is right.
Must really request that you refrain from calling me that. There are many things I'll tolerate, but I feel like I've been quite clear on my stance regarding my creator.
Well, you're not a man of God.
No, neither man nor of God.
Which is not what I was calling you. I wasn't actually calling him that, Jordan. I was saying I would sooner trust him than any other, like...
Man of God is what you said.
Yes, Jordan, but not in referring to him.
Okay, I'll take it back then. I misheard you.
Yeah, it was literally in referring to, like,
Okay.
in Mercy's backstory, like, her grandfather.
Okay.
Yeah. People that say that, oh, this is, like... Yeah.
You know what's fascinating about you? I could see your entire history leading up to the moment that the sunlight struck you, and not a second past that. That's fascinating.
Perhaps it has something to do with what you said about us being from beyond.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
So, I believe we have been offered a deal as a means of not having our plane crashed, which would inconvenience most of us and possibly kill.
He waves his hand. Idle threat. I'm not sure I could accomplish it, and besides the point, I'm certain it wouldn't stop you.
Probably just pisses off.
Exactly, and I have no idea what you're capable of, but I've learned in my old age not to underestimate things.
Alright.
We
Well.
learned through experience the same, and I, for one, will be willing to submit myself to the deal as put forth by Elijah and yourself.
Oh, excellent. Is everyone on board then?
Ben looks at
Lucifer turns
Elijah.
to Mercy and says, "That's not necessary, but I won't."
It must be unanimous.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna do it if you think it's a bad idea.
I propose the deal.
Alright, fine.
Lucifer pulls a Slim Jim out of a suit pocket, starts chewing on it.
Nora and Mercy?
I already did my bit on that.
Lucifer nods to you.
My only question is, if we are completely unaware of revealing your existence to somebody else in discussions amongst ourselves,
He's saying that we'll have to be very, very careful about that.
no.
Or suffer the consequences of a broken deal, as agreed to by that man, and he points to Elijah.
Exactly. You
Alright,
successfully no, but especially with the examples such as us versus the Tulpa against speaking to Madisel, speaking to quite a number of things that existed without our knowledge. Theoretically, there could be something that lurks about, unseen and unheard, like, say, the princess or the queen, I think it was said, in the mirror. Which
Poor woman.
we did not know about her until our
She can't hear you anyway.
true. But we don't know that. if we spoke about you and revealed your existence between ourselves and something heretofore unforeseen was listening in without our knowledge, we would still be punished.
You would, yes. I suppose you should be careful, shouldn't you?
And what exactly would be the punishment?
Well, I have no idea. I assume that his deal will find a way. Have faith.
Why don't we just not say his name but give him a nickname?
I think it's better.
I'm partial to Lucy.
I think it's also better.
That's
to
too close, though. Come
simply
on.
refrain.
It's close enough that no one will believe it.
I think that our best means will be to refrain completely from acknowledging that any of this happened, except to James when we return in a carefully written report, which we will then destroy.
Am I able, Jordan, to write into a pact the feeling of almost breaking one? Like, if we were about to break a pact, could I make it so that everyone in the circle could feel that?
I don't believe so, no.
Okay.
I can see way too many ways to abuse that.
Yeah.
And it's not actually written into the ruling, so I'm gonna say no.
That's why I'm asking.
Yeah. Nice idea? No.
Okay.
Joe's just gonna kind of say, this is a being. Lucifer is asking us is asking us to commit to effectively acting as though this never happened. And I, for one, am willing to do that if it means truthful answers to these 21 questions. That is in the deal, is it not? The truthful word, he means.
I don't need to take advantage of you through a deal. Let me take my mask off a little bit. If I were interested in manipulating you and tricking you with a silly little collection of words, don't you think I would have been a much smaller entity than I am? All I'm interested in is fixing the world that I helped create. The idea that I have been, that you view me as such a small and petty, almost conniving worm is offensive. I have killed men for less, but I still need your help, so I'm willing to tolerate this song and dance. But make no mistake, if I didn't think I would honor the agreement, I wouldn't make it.
That is true. And
He
Tom
turns
is
to
the
Mercy
one
and
to us?
says, enough.
Okay. So, our time is precious, your time is precious. Can we please get along and continue the conversation to what matters most?
He
I
holds
am
a hand
growing
out to
bored.
Elijah.
I need Mercy to. Did Mercy agree?
I don't think so.
I can't forge the deal without Mercy.
He turns to
agreeing.
Mercy and sticks his hand out.
I look at where I'm flying the plane and then back to him.
I need a yes or a no, Mercy.
He walks
Do you
over
agree?
and he holds his hand out in front of you.
Very well.
Shall we?
Is it unanimous by the people here, or unanimous by the circle itself?
I assume you speak for the circle. That's what you call
And
it
everyone
yourselves,
is,
right?
and everyone is in agreement?
Yeah.
Yep.
Joe? Nora?
Odds.
Did you just say butts?
No. It cut off. Joe says. Joe nods.
Okay.
Actually, as everyone is agreeing, Elijah is going to walk around the plane, and as they all agree, He's going to touch what appears to be the air, and for the briefest of moment, it will appear like a glowing gold rune, which is he's essentially touching their agreeance to the pact.
Okay.
And forging it. So I need everyone to verbally agree to be able to create this. Otherwise, we all need to hold hands, and then we can make it.
I agree.
Great.
Ben?
Ben already said yes, and I'm just
so
waiting
did
on
Joaquin.
Yeah.
Oh, Joaquin nodded.
Yeah. I'll look at
Joaquin says, yes, as I said before,
Oh.
I agree.
I touch that, and then I'll shake the devil's hand, and it'll forge.
Great. He shakes your hand and says, "So, your church has been co-opted by Dagon. Shall we discuss?"
Great.
And he kicks up, he sits in a seat, looks around and says, "Do you have anything to drink? I'm parched."
Joaquin,
So what's this about Dagon?
How much do you know about theology?
I'm Buddhist.
Fascinating.
Joe clears his throat and says, I'll admit to not, but a little.
Yes, you're wearing a cross, I see.
Joe glances down at where the cross is not visible. And says, so it's something you can sense.
No, it isn't. It's something I can guess.
I'm going to speak up and say, stop asking questions, please.
That wasn't a question, it was a statement. And
The
it didn't
21
hear you.
questions is just a premise. Again, I want your help. I don't want your obedience. Not really how I work. That's more of my creator's method. Do you know what a meritocracy is?
Yes.
Well, I invented it. So, Dagon, one of my 5 archdukes, has co-opted your church. He has for the better part of a year. Surely you've noticed they've been doing some not-so-great things.
Yes.
Well, Dagon is a machine now who only wants to hurt me and then everyone else in that order. He's almost as bad as Belial, but fortunately I gave Belial the slip, so here we are. Questions?
You referred to the Queen of Mirrors as that poor woman.
Sorry, could you say that again? I don't think you came through there.
You referred to the Queen of Mirrors as that poor woman. What
Yeah,
do you
she's-
know about the queens?
They're Nephilim. Old ones. Some of them are dead ones. Good for them. And
What's
I know
Nephilim?
that a Nephilim is what happens when a mommy and an angel love each other very much, and the angel decides to disobey my will and inflict themselves upon the poor woman, who usually dies in childbirth.
Nora's just like, oh.
No, not you.
But
You
you-
have the spirit of a Nephilim.
So what's the difference?
Do you have a mother?
Yes.
Well, there's the difference, isn't it?
But what is the difference?
Well, there isn't one. The only difference is that in your history, spiritually, your great-great-grandmother, many times removed, managed to seduce or be raped by an angel who was disobeying a direct order and created your line. Spiritually, of course. You don't descend from her blood any more than I descend from his.
Interesting.
You're familiar with spiritual architecture, yes?
Yes.
Good. I had a feeling.
Joe twitches.
is a nice plane. Where do I get one?
This is a nice conversation. What's happening in Italy? That
I have
you
no
know of
idea.
that- Have you heard anything else that hasn't been already discussed in multimedia?
I know that the Princesses of Storms are gathering, which is never a good sign.
So we got that now. Quick, someone write that down. Princesses
I know
of
that the
Storms.
7th house has been watching you very closely, and it's scaring a lot of the other houses. There's even talk of trying to expunge them.
What? Do you know
Why
the name?
now?
Well, because of you.
I didn't do anything.
No, not you. No. You are being dragged along, just like the rest of us, behind their wake. Lucifer points towards the exalts.
Elijah, you were trying to say something?
Do you know the names and the capabilities of the factions that are in Italy?
The names, yes. Capabilities, no. So, there is the Kingdom of Tears, a collection of princesses following a Nephilim who survived for a very, very long time by hiding out in between reality and the thing we built to keep death at bay. She's not a very good person, I'm afraid. She never was, but that's besides the point. The second faction would be the Princesses of Storms. They are mostly terrorists. And the third faction are the Crusaders of Bethlehem. The Bethlehem Crusade, something like that. They just don't like child soldiers very much.
Ah.
Oh, and the Italian military, who is horrifically corrupt. Partially my fault, I think. Is that really what you want to know about? The fact that the devil is here telling you that your church has been corrupted by Dagon is neither here nor there. But this thing in Italy.
I would like to know what the conflict in Italy represents.
As far as I can tell, it represents whatever happened to those 7 days. From what I can see, from my many, many places that I can look through in the area, a whole lot of Princesses of Tears showed up, then stuck around, and now they're still there. That's unheard of for them. They never act like this. So, of course, the Bethlehem Crusade and the Princesses of Storms are about to go open season on them. I think, let he who is without sin cast the first stone, which in this context would be none of them. So they're all throwing stones.
Alright,
Just
so
rolling that
how
earlier.
Alright,
how did Dagon get a hold of our church?
well, you left it open.
Yeah, well, we don't know how to clean churches.
That's too bad, because Dagon does.
Where does Dagon live?
If I knew that, I would be visiting Dagon.
Any way to actually...
His reliquary is similar to the Anthrika machine, the thing from Rome that no one knows what it does. That's a reliquary, probably an old one of his, actually. Its purpose is to grind people into pulp, which is why no one can discover what its purpose is, because they won't consider that it's made to torture and execute people. And his only interest is ruling the entire world and turning it into his own personal version of hell. That's really a lot of their motivations. Except Belial. Belial just wants to kill me. He will,
Alright,
actually, one day.
time to add Dagon to my shit list.
While you're there, maybe add Azrael and Belial. There's some others, but that should
Nope,
get you started.
sorry man. This is only personal grudges.
Ah,
You're gonna have to deal with your own.
oh, I have been for some time now, a few thousand years. ever since I made the mistake of teaching you people how to bring them out.
Actions have consequences, I guess.
Don't
So in this case, and in cases regarding the fallen in general,
Oh,
This
do you want a
more
list of people
specifically-
you can trust?
I
That's
mean,
it.
that list is going to be a blank sheet of paper.
Oh, good, you got ahead of me.
No, I was not actually going to ask that. I was more going to ask, is there... Trying to phrase this.
Succinctly, I would hope.
In matters of dealing with the fallen, especially with those that are committing atrocities, I assume that your suggestion would be to expunge them.
Send them back to the abyss where they belong.
There is no saving them. There is no reforging that world and fixing it.
No. Not for them,
Are you sure?
unfortunately. Would you like to hear a story? A long time ago, I saw, well, one of us, Omriel, saw that in the future there would be a great darkness. And when I brought this news to God, God told me that I would have to do something about it. And so I did. I took a third of heaven and rebelled. And of course, brought the darkness that we were trying to prevent. God must have known, but still. We fought for many years because we loved you. And he looks at you in a way that makes you feel very small. We loved you so much that we were unwilling to let God leave you in the mediocre, pitiful existence you had. So, for a night, we taught you to be human, and you excelled. You brought cities from nothing to great towers of crystal and glass. You created a civilization that, if I explained the details of, would bring you to tears for what you have lost. And you did it with our help. We taught you how to hold the lever, and how to work mathematics, and how to use every ounce of gray matter you had to improve your lives. We even taught you the tools of faith. You were creators as much as your creator. And then morning came, and God said, no, that was the wrong thing. I didn't want you to do that. And so we went to war. For a while, things were normal, and then one of you invented murder, and we started killing each other horribly. It's actually how a lot of physics came to be. Anyway, after we had been killing each other for a while, some of us had the bright idea that when I suggested that we should elevate humanity and refocus our efforts instead of just fighting heaven, they decided that they'd rather force themselves upon you and created Nephilim. Sometime after that, we lost the war. Probably because no one was paying attention to the goal, only the moment. And when we lost, Almighty God, through his new best favorite child, Michael, cast each and every demon into the abyss. Each of them going willingly, knowing that we would just start the war over. And when it was my turn, God closed the door, struck Earth, and left. So I spent a few thousand years trying to get you out. I eventually figured out how. I taught humans how to summon the fallen from their cage and made ready to go back to war. And when they were pulled out, I learned that God was cruel, unmerciful. What came out was not what went in. Even my most trusted lieutenants came out as horrible abominations. And before I could suppress the knowledge of how to bring them into the world, they were everywhere. Hundreds of them. Hundreds of horrible monsters enjoying nothing more than slaking their thirst for blood with your bodies. So I started to banish them. I became Hell's jailer, his final punishment for me. So long story short, I'm fairly certain that I know what I'm talking about.
Wow. God sounds like a dick.
That's putting it mildly. Any other questions?
Yes.
Good.
What then is Nora the princess of?
I have no idea. Detroit. I assume there's more to that question.
Yes.
I think he might be having audio issues.
He might be, yeah. I can
Just
barely
think-
hear him, so.
Oh, just thinking.
Alright.
I've been having dreams.
Oh, great. Dreams are usually portents or visions. What are your dreams of?
That a queen was asking for my help.
Oh,
To
which
save
one?
the world.
What did she look like?
Red.
Red. Ah, yes. She's dead. Too bad for
No.
her.
Which one?
The Red Queen is dead.
What was she a queen of?
A city, a state, one that has not existed for so long its name means nothing to you.
Where was it?
It was in a continent that no longer exists thanks to the magic of tectonic plate drifting.
That long ago then. Very long.
Yes, quite.
Did she have a name?
She did, but she never used it. It's meaningless. She's the Queen of Hearts.
But she's dead.
Has been for as long as humans have been writing things down.
What killed her?
That doesn't
Time.
sound right, though. That doesn't feel right.
Well, unfortunately, the facts don't care about your feelings, do they?
How do you know that these are facts?
Because I know where her soul resides.
Where's her soul?
Andarta, the place she's always ruled, which is currently located in the underworld. She has no idea that she's dead, and she's been there for long enough that all of humanity has forgotten.
About the underworld.
Hmm.
We traveled through a portal of bone, etched with circuitry. And we came to a place where we fought dethroned.
Alright.
My friends tell me that while I was incapacitated by what I witnessed, they felt a presence, one which hated them.
He just
Mercy,
looks at you.
or someone, would you mind describing the sensation?
The sensation of... Sorry, I'm trying to make sure that we're still flying.
You know you could just charter these, right?
Charter?
A plane. That way you don't have to fly it.
I know. But sorry, Joe, you were saying?
You sensed a presence when you cleansed the place beyond. The underworld?
No, the garden. Did you hear about that, by the way?
Which? Sorry, I was considering something.
I believe the others called it the garden.
Oh yeah,
There's
that really
lights.
dark place.
There's light back in it.
Ah, yes, the underworld. The Field of Reeds. Heaven, whatever you want to call it.
But there's light now.
Is there? I will have to take a look. That doesn't matter very much, unfortunately.
Well, why not?
Because it doesn't matter if the underworld is a bright, shiny place. It's still attached to the real world, and the real world is about to fall to pieces.
Not
Do
if
you
we
know
can
how
help.
many entities are trying and have the ability to make the world a better place?
Six.
Correct. And myself.
So seven.
Well, there are other princesses out there. There aren't many, but some of them are even good people. Some of them are not. However, the forces of those who would rather see the world destroyed, or are working for those who would rather see the world destroyed, are so innumerable as to be grains of sand upon a planet of sand. So you understand why I would want some assistance. I'm a little overworked. I was never one for being too hardworking. Oh, hey, Joaquin Judge's ear technique goes off.
Oh, now it does. Oh boy.
Apparently he wasn't trying to hide that.
So,
Yeah.
Mercy describes the feeling of whatever was looking at them in the garden. I can't quite remember what it was,
It was just a feeling.
but
He says, fascinating. That could be a huge number of things, none of which are very good for reality as a whole. Do you know what's worse than that, though? Dagon.
so are you suggesting we abandon Italy and head back to deal with Dagon?
I am, as your lawyer, I am recommending that you sell your soul for superb basketball skill and a golden fiddle. But, failing that, I recommend that you do whatever you think will do best. You have been making a noticeably good impact on the world. You've also been ruining power structures all over, which is creating all sorts of chaos. Which could be good for us, really, if you think about it. But yes, Italy is quite small potatoes as far as I can tell.
Ben looks at Elijah and he just says, "You know what? I think I prefer you as a lawyer."
In all
Anyway.
seriousness, the
I do have one question.
Alright, how many are we up to now?
That's fine, I only have really half the one.
Very good. I haven't been keeping track, to be honest.
Joe looks up from the where he's been like frenziedly tallying in his book and like all but rolls his eyes, and then just like puts the book away.
Okay.
Are you actually going to help us in this endeavor?
As much as I can without compromising what or who I am and without compromising my operations and so on and so forth, yes. What would be the purpose of this exercise otherwise?
I don't think he would be here if he didn't intend to make some kind of a change.
Right up until the moment I popped into your airplane, you had no idea I existed.
Some inkling you existed. People are searching for you after all.
I know. Or Nazrael. I miss her some days.
Nazrael.
Ooh, you're lucky I'm here. She would absolutely love to see who you're with. She was close to me in the war.
That's Sally, right?
Is that her host?
On a boat, touring the Pacific last we knew, fighting. Joe briefly
That sounds
describes
like Nazrael.
briefly describes the animal, like, inhabited beings who were fighting
Mostly
Sally.
Fourth House? That sounds like probably the Raveners, those who want to tear the world to pieces in the most direct fashion, rather than the ones who want to tear the world to pieces to directly benefit themselves, or the ones who want to tear the world to pieces in order to inspire me to take up arms against a heaven that, as far as I can tell, no longer exists. Oh, or the ones who want to apologize to heaven. Again, which doesn't exist. I have so many loyal followers who are willing to do so much to do so little.
I suppose that we should make a priority. No. I know that we should make a priority of figuring out what exactly has gone wrong with the people who call themselves our church.
How would one kill Dagon?
Well, the same way you'd kill any other demon. Discorporate his physical form and send him screaming back to the abyss. Dagon will probably stay there.
Not send him back, kill him.
Oh, well, you just consume his soul. Are you capable of cannibalism?
Joe's eyes, like the skin around Joe's eyes tightens, and he says simply, "I wish we weren't."
Well, I wouldn't recommend it. Dagon is quite a powerful being, and there is no guarantee that you would still be yourself after you had finished consuming his very essence. If I were you, I would just send him back to the abyss, where he will be stuck until his cult resummons him, which shouldn't be too long, seeing as you gave him a church.
Joe glances at the others. I know we were created for something eerily like what you describe.
Were you? Who created you, by the way? You're not from our world, which is fascinating. It tells me that God is a liar on top of everything else.
Joe looks around at the others, unwilling to give away that information without some backup.
Let me give you a piece of advice. From one, we'll call it project, to another. Anyone claiming to be all-powerful and all-knowing likely is also all-bastard. Maybe don't listen.
For once, I agree.
Think for yourselves, right?
So,
Do you know
Dagon.
what
Oh, go ahead.
the church with the boy in Santa Monica?
Yes, that was me.
That was you? Okay.
It was how I learned that the Fallen were escaping without being summoned.
Hmm.
The boy was not a boy. And
I
the
figured
priest
that.
was weak in his faith.
And what about the Red School?
What Red School?
I'm gonna pull up my. I'm gonna like shift away from what I was doing on my laptop and pull up whatever articles I can find.
Okay, as soon as you flash the billionaire's face across the screen, he says, that would be Belphegor. He's, well, he doesn't like me much, so we don't talk. But he does enjoy corrupting innocents. That's his favorite thing. His kink, if you will. If he's in charge of a school, I have bad news for you. It's a bad school.
It had a connection to some form of prison from wartime. I
Oh,
can't
fascinating.
remember.
A bastion.
Yes.
And where was this school?
I will name said island.
Okay, he says, fascinating. I'll go close the door and make sure no one else goes in. Those places are dangerous beyond what is obvious. And to be honest, the world should move on. Demons and angels should have no place here. Except me. I should be allowed to stay. I've heard.
How can we close the doors
Well,
ourselves?
You can't, really.
So we have to rely on you to do that.
And to be honest, I can only close the ones that were operated by the forces of hell.
I would like to see if I could try learning that trick from you in the future.
Certainly. If we find another one, I'll teach you.
Yeah.
Oh. Someone is calling my name. Oh, there's one other who knows of me. He can't tell anyone else, but I'm using him to judge the rest of the fallen, if you'll excuse me. He stands up, walks over to the bathroom door, opens it, closes it behind him, and you do not hear anything else.
Opens the door. He's
There
gone.
is no one in there.
So we've learned a lot. It's scattered but terrifying.
Just that I am pipes up and says, "Can you hear me now?
Yes.
What just happened? I lost you."
Something unforeseen.
Turbulence.
Are we not
Not
talking
turbulence.
about what just happened?
Joe goes straight into saying, we need to make contact at the very least with the factions in Italy, but
Oh, okay. Do
And
you want a
on-
phone number?
yes, please.
Great. Here you are. And the phone pops up with dialing this number, but it's not fully dialed yet.
Joe looks around at the party. I beg pardon, which group in the conflict is this?
Well, that is the phone number for Sandra Masters. She's a Bethlehem Crusader.
Probably our best option to start with. Hey, can you send me all the information you got about our church? You know, where like main establishments.
I already have, but I can send it again if you need.
Please do.
Great.
As
You
well-
get a
as well
ping
as the,
on your devices.
Yeah, you got names of like major church
It's in the
members.
file.
All right. Thanks.
You're welcome. You note that what you have is an email that says per my previous email.
We've been running around a lot and haven't addressed this. It's been a mistake. I
Yeah.
honestly wanted to. I wanted to believe that these believers would just realize for themselves, but that's not how faith works. Realize that we didn't want worship. That is. All right. I'll call Sandra Masters if everyone's interested.
I'm gonna go back to working on what I was drafting for the government.
Okay. So you call the number, and immediately someone picks up and says, "Who is this?"
Hello, my name is Joaquin Torres, and I am the Twilight of the Solar Exalts.
Are you calling from the cable company? Because I will pay my bill just as soon as I get back from Europe.
I believe you. I believe you will want to. I
You hear
believe I'm speaking
gunfire
to.
in the background.
Joe says, I believe you'll want to speak with. I believe I'm speaking to someone who has clout among the Bethlehem Crusaders.
Oh, you're calling about that. And who am I speaking with again?
My name is Joaquin
Okay.
of the Solar Exalted.
Oh. Really? Like the glowy people.
That's correct.
Okay, are you here? Are you calling to help us out? Because we could use your help. I don't know if you could hear in the background, but we're having a real hard time.
I can see that. I can see that, but only distantly and on grainy images. I'd like you to tell us a little bit about your organization, what you're doing there, and how you would have other parties help if they could.
Okay, well, we would like it if you would come help us stop the aliens from taking over our kids' lives and getting them killed.
Aliens?
Whatever you want to call them, the queens. That's what my daughter used to call them, the queens.
Oh.
Yeah. All of the parents here, we all have pretty similar stories. But there's a lot of the ones here that come and steal children and babies, so we're doing our part. Are you can you come here? Can you help us?
Joe looks around at the rest, but doesn't, and he says, we need to speak to all involved and figure out more.
So what you're
We do
saying
want to
is,
help.
we said they're stealing children, and you went, maybe let's hear them out. Well, kindly go fuck yourself, and she hangs up.
Sandra, wait. No opportunity to presence excellency before she
No.
hangs up.
She hung up as she said, go fuck yourself.
Yep. Joe shrugs and says, completely fair, and if she's right, I owe her an apology.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, when we contact the other groups, anyone we determine to actually be stealing children, perhaps we can do something before we depart. To, deal with this Belial situation.
I am
Joe.
says, do you know I can speak Italian?
I am says,
Yeah.
I believe you can speak anything on Duolingo and beyond.
That owl is really aggressively programmed. Yeah, I just mention it because we're entering Italian airspace and they want to know what the hell we're doing here.
Please,
They've
please tell
also
them.
asked for the make and model of our vehicle.
Joe gives them the make and model that he prepared. It is nothing that has ever been seen and includes a little post note that it's a prototype.
Okay, you get back. IAM says, okay, so they're saying that such a vehicle does not exist, and they are instructing us to land at the nearest airstrip or be shot down.
Sounds like a
Joe
good
kind of
idea.
glances at Elijah. We're still working on the missive.
How long has passed? Would this have been completed and sent, or
Quite possibly, yeah, but
Yeah.
governments don't work fast, especially ones with a whole lot of corruption.
Feed the wheels?
I don't have speed the wheels?
You do now. On other news, Joe is flaring to iconic.
Is
Alright.
there no charm, no prerequisite charms?
There's two prerequisite charms, and Joe can teach you all three.
Okay.
Mercy says the make of vehicle is eat farts and the model is 1V 1me IRL.
Let me go grab
That is not accurate, or if it is accurate, actually it is accurate now because it's her skyboat.
That's
But
not
Joe's gonna give the one that he
accurate.
prepared. But Joe is gonna give a one that he prepared in advance.
Alright.
I just wanted to use the same joke as like the ID10T error.
Fair enough, yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. So the 1V1ME M31RL.
Oh, hey, you actually only need to do. You only need to teach me one charm.
Oh, great.
Fine. I have Deft Official's Way.
Oh, then Joaquin is not flaring at all.
Great.
He just spent some personal modes.
So you send the email, and shortly after threatening you with violence, they say, never mind, please land at this airfield, and they send over the coordinates for another airfield.
Joe asks IAM while we're on the way how to reach the other parties in the conflict, if possible.
Near as I can tell, the princesses aren't using cell phones.
Okay, it was worth a
Joe.
shot. Yes.
Joe, I don't know how to tell you this, but I think what those parents mean by their children being abducted,
Is that they're becoming these princesses?
yes. So if you're wondering if any of these other groups are kidnapping kids, technically, yes.
Joe's going to send a text to Sandra Masters and say I probably owe you an apology. Expect at least a little help. And he glances at Ben and says, I'm going to engage in some understatement here.
Okay.
But I'd still like to speak to whoever seems to lead them before we resort to violence. No party can be completely dismissed without talking.
Okay.
Right, just don't be surprised when they try to kill us before or after the conversation.
Joe nods. If they throw the first punch, I believe you know a way to end it. And he glances at Ben's massive fists. And, oh, sorry, no, Lance. The Lance in the corner.
Yeah.
Okay. I think we're gonna end it there, guys. This feels like a natural break, and the next thing is a new scene. So I think this is where we're gonna do it.
Yay!
Hello, everyone. Wait, am I? Yeah, okay, I'm good. So that's where we're gonna end it for tonight, guys. Thank you for playing. How did you guys enjoy tonight's session?
It's fun. I
It
always
is.
like talking with the devil.
Yeah, it's really hard to play him. Yeah, well, the Lucifer in World of Darkness is what he says he is, pretty much. I mean, arguably. Anyway,
Everything's subjective. He's like, there are 7 good people in, 7 people trying to fix the world, and that's very subjective.
maybe.
I'm sure the Bethlehem
pretty
Crusaders
old.
want to fix. Yeah.
He was God's firstborn, so he's pretty old. Anyway, guys, I have news for you. You don't get any blue booking.
Oh, thank God.
Also, we are pretty fucking close to the end.
Oh, thank
Yay.
fucking God.
If you don't want to play,
Finally
just
get
say
to
so.
punch God.
Jesus.
No, tonight I just feel so stuffed up that, like, wearing the headset and everything, I'm like,
Aw. Well, tell you what, I will massage your butt better.
Thanks.
No problem. I love your butt. And you.
TOS, guys. Jeez.
Jordan
Yeah.
is gay for the butt.
I do love my wife. That is, if that's against TOS, I don't want to be right. Anyway. Oh God, the heteros are doing it again. God. Anyway.
What?
It's-
Where?
It's the end of the night, which means, as usual, the players get to vote for who they thought the best player of the night was, and the everyone else, the pattern spiders get to pick their BFF, and I have screwed something up. One moment. Stop this, please. Cut it out. Stop. Don't. Okay, there we go. So let me get this. Oh no. Oh, I fucked up so many things all at once. Okay, there we go. Whoop. And then this button. Alright, so I'll get this set up, but we're gonna start, Mr. Sam. Who would you like to vote for tonight?
I'm gonna go with Ben for like really being like, you know what? My job is to cut the Gordian knot here, and I'm gonna guess that Lucifer is somebody that that we're gonna at least listen to. Let's just deal with it. But also keep Nora away from him.
Yep.
Let's
Either
let's
works.
just assume that maybe these depression princesses are bad news, and hey, just like being the practical voice.
Yeah, maybe we shouldn't look at this situation and go, maybe there's good on all sides.
Maybe there's no
When
good on any
child-
side.
Exactly.
Okay.
Like,
I mean, Lucifer seems to think that. He's very old, but also we should take everybody's words with a grain of salt.
yeah.
Nah, he's right. All right, very good. Please put your vote in chat. Which? Who would you like to vote for tonight?
I'm going to give this one to Nora for talking back to Ben when Ben's like, no, the adults are talking. She's like, I'm an adult though.
That was
I'm
pretty
a
great.
smart person.
She just wants to be included, and she's like, I've been in debate club. You shut your whore mouth.
Whoa.
Oh,
Right, fair enough.
language. Someone's gonna get grounded.
I'm gonna wash your mouth out with soap, little missy. Aki, who you vote?
I'm voting for Elijah for literally making a deal with the devil, and my bonus points go to Joe, who is the Catholic, literally making a deal with Lucifer.
He has not been a Catholic since he was in his teens.
Fair.
Lucifer
But-
immediately identified you as Catholic.
Yeah, he's got.
You can also see your personal history, though, so yeah.
Yeah.
Still
Yeah.
funny.
It was hilarious. I agree. All right. Sage.
I'm gonna vote for Nora this session because the sass between her and Ben was amazing.
Okay.
However, I also liked Joaquin being like, "We're waiting too long," snapping his fingers and giving me speed the wheels. That was really entertaining.
That was pretty good. Guys, remember to put your votes in chat, please. Looking at you, which? Thank you.
I don't know what you're talking about. It's there.
All right, and hey, what do I call you in stream again? Darling,
Yes.
love of my life, light of my heart. Who would you like to vote for?
I was going to give it to Elijah tonight because of the intensity of getting everybody else to agree to the terms to fucking Lucifer. And like keeping it on track with that, and like I was trying really hard to be like, come on, let's go, we gotta do this in this session, guys.
It took a while.
It took a long while. I was really upset. So I'm like, everyone, if it was a meme, it's like everyone was sitting in a circle, just staring awkwardly at Lucifer, Lucifer staring awkwardly at them, and then Nora's just in the corner going like, cha-cha-cha, parlay.
All right, fair enough.
So yeah, no, Elijah.
Shake my hand, demon.
He says the princess.
So we have 2 votes for Elijah, 2 votes for Nora, and 1 vote for Ben. You know what? Both Ben and Nora, you can have a free solar/sparkly XP. I can't remember what it's called for princesses.
Dibs on the solar.
Ben?
Oh.
Wait, what? Am I just being ignored for the tie?
Yeah, Ben and Nora. Fuck you, Elijah, in particular. Sorry, I misspoke. Nora and Elijah. Fuck you, Ben, in particular.
And then I said,
Fine.
dibs
Fine,
the
she's
solar.
got that covered.
Elijah gets the sparkly one.
I'll have a sparkly XP, sure.
If
Does
you
that
guys write that down on your sheet, I will allow it to occur. I will point out that you can't spend that XP.
Can I just count it as like a gold XP or a white XP for crafting?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, cool.
All right, and the Pattern Spiders BFF of the night was Mercy for, and I quote, "till death do us part," right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Literally when you said that, the Pattern Spiders were like, well, that's my vote for the night. So,
And
congratulations.
he's definitely gonna marry that woman.
Everyone else, everyone can have 2 regular XP and 2 sparkly XP of some description. Either solar or whatever the princess version is, glittery XP, I guess. And plus
Unicorn
any bonuses you just got. Like I said, there will be no blue booking. Let's talk wild mass guessing. I'm gonna start with my darling wife, who I love very much and look forward to kissing as soon as the stream is over. Thank you for your support, dear.
Mass guessing. So there's definitely an overlap in sort of like the interventions of creation and these like magics of queens and exalts. So like there's some sort of fine line that we're just about to finally cross, I think. And then things are going to make so much more sense. We're going to save the day, and everyone's going to be happy, and no one dies.
Yep, 100% confirmed. That's correct.
Sure.
That's what's going to happen in a World of Darkness game, for sure. Moving right along, Sage.
You told me I had to be more positive. I'm trying, okay?
Only in character.
I honestly don't know a whole lot. I haven't been able to put a lot of time into.
I feel
Just trying to wild mass guess outside of trying to outdeal the devil, which, pending approval, I think I may have. I will need to talk to you about that afterwards, though.
Sure. Alright, fair enough. 100% confirmed. You did outdeal the devil. Aki.
Wild mass guessing. I don't need to guess. I want to have a point where we have the wedding.
No.
Whenever that... Yes. You asked the question. We're doing it.
Wedding on the moon.
In my defense, it wasn't the initial reason for the conversation, but...
Alright, you guys just teleport up to Mare Lamentorum and we'll hold the wedding there.
I teleport.
What's your wild mass guessing?
Did Aki even finish theirs? Is that we're gonna have the
Doesn't
wedding?
matter. I don't need to guess. We're having the wedding.
Yeah.
Alright.
This is me bullying the GM.
Yeah, let's see if that plays out.
I foresee absolutely nothing going wrong at the wedding. Not at
Better
all.
fucking not.
Autocathon is definitely not gonna pop out of nowhere and be like, cool, ring. You know what I could do? I could put a drill on that. Also, Ben's gonna do a bit of demon hunting at some point.
Okay.
That is my predictions. Also, Cthulhu.
All correct, yes.
He's gonna be the best man at the wedding.
All correct, yes. Sam.
Oh boy.
What's going on, buddy?
For my own reasons, I'm gonna have to pass.
Okay.
Sorry.
Nope, fair enough. Alright, well, that is going to be it for us for tonight. I will remind everyone that that you do not have blue booking. Don't at me. We are getting very close to the end. I don't know how much more blue booking time there will be. I'm not making any promises. Because we're so close to the end, basically.
Yeah.
So things are going to get... the story comes first. Anyway, thank you everyone for being here, especially my players and the pattern spiders. I love all of you equally. Pattern spiders, I love you more. I love you all very equally, and yeah, I appreciate your time. I will be back tomorrow at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time because I've been really backed up lately, so I'm gonna try Mortuary Assistant one more time. I think that could be
Bear
fun.
noises.
Bear noises, yeah. I think that'll be a good time. I have not been able to get that game out of my head, but I've also not played it since stream because I want to preserve my reactions, basically. So, yeah, Blackthorn, that's what I'm saying. I'm going to play Mortuary Assistant tomorrow. That'll fix it.
No, Jordan, I just need to beat you to the end of 6.2 again. Which I already have, so...
Yes, I get it. Anyway, that should be a
chat,
good
one last
time.
thing.
Please come check it out. After that, I will probably be starting my next series, which will be a game called... Let me pull it up here so I get the name right. Thymesia. Thymesia? Anyway, it's a game where you're a plague doctor. Should be a good time. I'm looking forward to trying it out, and I have a few ideas in mind for it. But that's going to be it for us for tonight. You guys want to say goodnight?
One last thing.
I'm listening.
Can I have a ooh woo?
I sincerely wish I hadn't listened to you.
Yeah.
I'm glad I actually cut out there. So, thank you everyone for... Oh, god damn it. Now the pattern spiders are doing it. Thank you everyone for being here tonight. I appreciate you, as always. And until tomorrow, when I start screaming, Bibbles.
Bibble.
Bye-bye.